All right, let's bring in Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, who joins us now on Fox and Friends. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to be with you all.
So you heard the report. It seems like when it comes to the confirmation of Pete Hegseth as Secretary of Defense, there is a very positive momentum. Senator John Cornyn came out last night expressing his public support for Pete. And it seems like things are moving forward with Joni Ernst as well. How do you feel as we sit this morning about Pete Hegseth getting confirmed at DOD?
I'm optimistic about it. I think he's on the right track. I talked to a number of senators personally on the Hill just over the last couple of days, and it seems like the momentum moving the right way. I like how he's approached it. We've all made mistakes in our lives, right? But we believe in redemption. And what Pete brings to the table is a love for the military, a great education background, a great experience set. I think he's well suited for the job, and he will shake up the status quo, which is why this pick is so important. That's what President Trump, that's the common denominator, people who will shake it up.
And I think that's precisely why he's getting the pushback that he has. I mean, let's face it, and by the way, I love what you said about redemption. We've talked about this journey that Pete has been on, and his mother talked about it here. Those of us who sat on the couch have also seen that. It's a sincere thing. He's a family man. He comes here on the weekends. We see him. We know him so well. We know who he is. Nobody who's made those reports has ever come to us and asked us about it. But it's so interesting, isn't it, Speaker Johnson, that the media and so many of the people who are clutching their pearls over Pete's past are the same people who want to put pornography in our school, who are responsible for basically the degeneration of our culture.
It's always a double standard with the other side, and he's a threat to them because he will shake up the status quo. I got here a little bit early this morning. I was in the makeup room, hair and makeup, right? These ladies, professionals, extraordinary staff you have here at Fox News, they're back there, and they were telling me how much they miss Pete. Yeah. We love him so much. He's so professional. He's so great. They showed me their social media posts where they're defending him. These are people who have been in work with him for, 8 years he's been at Fox?
Yeah.
They're his biggest fans. So talk to the people who actually know Pete, who've worked with him. I talked to him a few days ago. He was in good spirits, and I hope he gets this done. It'll be a good thing. My oldest son is a freshman at the Naval Academy. This is a live fire exercise for me. We got to fix the DOD, and he's the right guy to do it.
You know, nobody in Washington spends more of his time than you do recruiting people to run for public office. Yeah. And I would think that things like this, the treatment of Donald Trump, the treatment of Brett Kavanaugh, make your job a whole lot harder getting good people who are willing to expose themselves.
That's exactly right. If you want a higher caliber of folks serving in government and taking on government service, this is not a good look, because who wants to subject themselves from this? And then the constant barrage on social media and all the things that come with it. But patriots like Pete are the ones that we need. He's willing to take the fire to stand and serve his country.
Mr. Speaker, we've seen this process play out almost like dominoes falling. You saw it with Matt Gaetz. It moves to Pete Hegseth. There are talks now that Tulsi Gabbard will be on the Hill this week. Why should we have any expectation the same treatment won't now be moved to Tulsi Gabbard, and perhaps after Tulsi Gabbard, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.? Does the president not have a right to his confirmation selections? It certainly seems that when Democrats make their selections, Republicans go ahead and confirm the Democrats like Joe Biden's selections.
This is a really important tradition and principle that the president, a new president, gets to choose his or her team, and he has the right to choose the people that he wants to fulfill this mandate that he's been given by the American people. And so it's not right for them to go through and do what they're doing. This character assassination, I think, is over the top. And it does have a deterrent effect of better people getting involved in the system.
You bet it does. You bet it does. You talked about all the different cabinet members who are disruptors. This is what Donald Trump ran on, indicated. I mean, we kind of pretty much knew that if he won, he was going to put somebody like Robert Kennedy Jr. in. One of the other developments that's been fascinating has been this new agency, DOGE, that will be run by Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk to look at all the government spending and cut it. And what's been interesting is I actually thought that was, even just for PR's sake, was kind of a bipartisan thing. But, the Democrats are actually going, we don't really like this agency. What is it? And they've been calling it a fake agency. And so I want you to listen to what Hakeem Jeffries, House Minority Leader, said about it. And I want to get your thoughts on the other side.
It's unclear to me what exactly the objective is related to this so-called DOGE initiative. From our perspective, we want a federal government that is effective and efficient and equitable. And to the extent the other side of the aisle shares that objective, which is what is right for the American people, then we'll see if there's common ground that's possible.
Speaker, look up on the wall behind you there. There's some of the government spending, the wasteful government spending, $7 billion. We have empty government buildings. This one, $3 million. Just think about that. $3 million on girl-centered climate action in Brazil. Why wouldn't they want to even just from a PR state, even if they didn't want to cut their programs, just say, yeah, we're not for that?
Yeah, exactly. Look, DOGE is exciting. We had Elon and Vivek on the Hill, as you know, a couple days ago. And it was an amazing time. I brought together the Senate and House Republican leaders first, the chairs of the committees of jurisdiction, the people who do the budgeting and the sort of the infrastructure of government. We had a very productive discussion. Everybody was really excited about that. And then I brought them into the big congressional auditorium, and we had almost all the House Republicans and many of the senators. And it was a great dialogue, brainstorming session. We're putting the groundwork in place to make real transformational change to government. We have to make government more efficient and effective. It needs to be more focused in what it does.
But are the Democrats as excited? I mean, that doesn't look like they're excited.
Well, that's Hakeem's talking points. But meanwhile, Democrats are joining the team. I mean, you heard several Senate Democrats and House Democrats, even on the day that they were on the Hill, Thursday, Friday, joining on. Hey, I want to be part of this. Great. We welcome them with open arms. This ought to be bipartisan. We all ought to aspire to have a government that is more responsive to the people. So we're really, really excited about the potential here. We believe we can cut it down.
Even Bernie Sanders
even Bernie
signaled that he was open to this.
Senator Fetterman and Jared Moskowitz in the House and more. I'm going to talk to all my Democrat colleagues. If you really care about this, join us. We could do this together. That'd be a great thing for the country.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Thank you all. Appreciate it. Good to be with you. Merry Christmas.
How did we can't let the speaker go without doing a Donald Trump impression. Why don't you take us out?
You're going to make him do that?
Rachel,
Yes,
I don't know
of
why you
course.
do this to me all the time. It's not good. Okay, it's not good for my my career. Okay, but imitation is the greatest form of flattery.
That's right. Great job. All right, more Fox and Friends coming up.